Hi, Vicky. How are you this morning? I've got to make sure my Wi-Fi is on. Okay. It is. Whoop. Morning, Clara. Have y'all got your paper ready? And your books ready? I was pulling some paper out. Oh, Vicky. It's late for you, I know. I really don't have anything set up. And I've got my camera on there backwards. I'm going to plug in. See, pull in maybe a little extra power. Whoop. Whoa. Hang on a minute. I've got to turn you around, girls. Hi, Mia. I was spinning you around and around. Good morning, Brenda. Hey, I'll tell you what, I had just literally tore this thing up yesterday. I'll show you all in a minute what all I got done. Thanks to you girls. I don't know if I'd ever got that Princess Journal even going if it hadn't been for you girls. Well, this book looks little. I'm two, honey. 5.5 by 7.75. It is small. I've got to get out my knife so I can gut my book. Morning, Sue. Did I miss anybody? I have missed somebody. Got to find my knife. I'm doing okay. Got a touch of a toothache this morning, but I'm doing okay. I need to go to the dentist real bad. Got to get my car going before I can do that, though. Well, it played out on them before it got here. I don't know how bad it was north of me or south of me, but oh my goodness. You're going to have your hands full, huh? I had, I've got mine, two of mine every day, pretty much. They're good kids. And I love them. So, so who's going to craft with me today? You're going to get messy? Are you going to make a journal, Sue? I just gutted my book, but I'm not going to use this. You have a bunch of gessoing to do. Are you making painty papers? That's okay. Okay. Well, my PJs are pretty. My kitty says roar. And yes, I craft in my PJs. You know I always have. Yeah, I want to do the tags and the tucks and do all that stuff too. I want to do it all. Uh, Hi, Cheryl. You was on the other one. What other one, baby? Was there another one open? Did it open automatically? Because it didn't on my phone. No. Well, see, it didn't on my phone at all. So I didn't know that. I didn't even know it would do that. I will have to watch that. I'll know next time. I wonder what'll happen to that one. I've got my desk shoved all out of whack and just waiting, huh? Well, maybe it'll. Yeah. Who? All I knew it was going to give a notification. I didn't know it was going to come on. I'll have to have it on my channel, I guess, when that happens. I wanted to give you a sneak preview of my book. It's getting there. I got to put all the lace on all the other signatures, but it's getting there. I like one more signature, having it full. Yeah, and I like one more. It'll have, actually, I think I like two more. Moana and Pocahontas. So it's going to be a chunky one. But I decided that I would make her a series of books. So I will take some of the weight off of this. There was, I'm going to put a hidden binding in it. And I'll sew them in. I finished this one. Well, good. Hi, Nicholas. Hello, Nicholas. Yeah, there you go. Thumbs up, girls. I finished the day before yesterday, and I finished Snow White. And girls, if it hadn't been for the gifts that you all sent, I don't know that I would have got it done. It was amazing. It was amazing how much stuff I used that you all sent. And Honey, it's always backwards. It's always backwards. Because I'm using the, yes, I'm using the front of my camera. My front camera. So it makes things backwards. Yes, it is reversed. My screen is reversed. I have to have it on front camera for me to be able to see the chat or anything. Because I don't have any computer up here. Although that may be... Really? I don't know. I don't know. This is backwards to you? Oh, well, that's because, no, honey, I moved my camera more into the corner. Um, I put in an air conditioner there, so I had to move over just a little bit so I wouldn't be sitting right in front of the air conditioner. And there's my Tom this morning. And hi, Danina. And anyway, so I moved the camera from one side to the other. That's the reason why it looks different. You're looking into the corner of my room. Into my mess back over here. More in the bookshelf than the window. The window was almost right behind me. Hi, baby. How are you this morning? Mwah. Can you say hi to everybody this morning?
Hi.
Yeah, I think the lettering has always been backwards, honey. Morning, Kathy. Morning, Cheryl. With 2 L's. Yep, that was my Tom. Anyway, the book is turning out beautiful, and I'll show you a little bit of it. I don't have them sewn together, so it's kind of hard to focus in. But I've tried to tell the story in pictures. So I have a lot of pockets and a lot of pictures and not a lot of journaling spots. This is Sleeping Beauty. And this is the spell that was cast here. And then, of course, that's Maleficent. And then I did a tuck from a storybook that has this story on it. Yes, I was, honey. It's changed the whole perspective. And then, of course, the King and Queen and the fairies. And the fairies blessing the baby. And this is quote, Sleeping Beauty's quote from the movie. And then the fire is where the king orders all the spinning wheels to be burnt. And can I get that page open? No. And then again, the fairies. And that's where, hi, honey, how are you? Uh-oh, rummage sale, huh? That sounds good, though. And this is the cottage she lived in the forest. Yes, it is mine too, and it's the biggest signature. It was the largest movie that Disney ever produced in the animated films. So I made a pocket with the woodland creatures and another book chuck, and then the prince. And then we, of course, where they met and where she fell in love. And then this was her birthday when she turned 16 and started to go home. And this is where the fairy tried to make a dress. And she tried to make it a normal person would, not with magic. And which I thought was really funny. So anyway, and here they're fighting over it. And this is where they finally zapped her a dress, which I thought was real cute. And the pictures just kind of go every which way in the book because it was hard. And then I had this image, and I needed a filler here, so I decided that was really pretty and looked like the woodlands. And then there's a journaling page. And then again, the fairies. And in this one, there's a tuck spot. And I'm sure that one of you will recognize this. No, maybe not, because I think this may have come from my friend Wendy in Australia. I'm not sure. Anyway, I thought it was pretty, and it looked like stained glass, so I thought that was pretty. And then another journaling page. And those two more. And then we come to the center. That's the center of the journal. And this is their 16th birthday party. And it even goes on back here to where, if I can keep it all together, it's hard to hold this thing because it's every which direction. The prince slays the dragon. And then, of course, whoop, I skipped a page, the most important one. No, that goes this way. That's where he kissed her and woke her up. And then there's a few journaling spots back here. And then they lived happily ever after. And this was her castle. And that's the rest of her sheet music. And then this is the information about the movie. I'm going to take these all out and put them in a separate book. And I'm going to put the other signatures in another book. And that's Hi, Ray. And that will be her Christmas present. I've decided I'm going to extend it out. And we're going to make it a little easier on me. And then Belle, I did yesterday. And I used all the lace, the yellow lace, out of that piece that Michelle give me. And made her dress on the front because the first thing that Lori said was, there's Belle's dress. So I put her a lace dress on her. And then there's a tuck spot here. And then right here is a gate with a rose behind it. Of course, you know the rose was a big part of the movie. Thank you, honey. And then there's the pretty tuck spot, which this all come from you girls. All of this. I pull it out of there. The painty paper came from Melissa, and from one in her group, Melissa Bishop, in 70 Acre Studio, The Flock. The butterflies came from Tammy. These little flowers come from one of you. And so did these little envelopes. There's another little envelope right here that I need to put a little tuck in. And then here's her castle. And then here's where the story starts. And again, I did fold outs so the story could be told. And these came from Kathy. So. And then made a tuck out of the wardrobe. And then I downloaded this one, this teapot, the teapot, and it says, it'll turn out all right in the end, you'll see. And then I've got Chip in the pocket. And I'm thinking in princess terms, I'm talking in princess terms. I am totally princess oriented right now. And here is where the Belle, and he gets hurt and Belle nurses him back to health. And it tells the story. And here's another tuck spot. And in the movie, the song is a song as old as time. And so I made this little tuck. And of course, this is the butler. The clock is the butler. And this tag says, a song as old as time, Beauty and the Beast. And again, some of Tammy's flowers and everybody's stuff. I'm telling you, you all put this book together for me. And there's their dance, because that's when the song was played for the first time. And the music. And that's the center. And this is Belle going back home to check on her father. And then I made a tuck out of luminaire with some stickers that...
That's supposed to be the candle right there, Mom.
Kathy sent me. A little sticker down
here
here.
On this side's the candle. Mom.
Yes. And then this is where they had the battle with the village people. And Belle told him she loved him, and he transformed. And then I finished it up with a piece that you all sent that looks like a crown with some butterflies, and then another shot of the castle. So that's... It turned out really pretty, and I'm pleased with it. I've got to put lace on all the others, so I've got to dye lace sometime today, and you know, each one will have a different color lace. And Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs is still my favorite. It's still my favorite. The movie's over 80 years old, and it's still a viable movie. And I made a tuck spot in it out of some of the stuff you all sent me. And used some of the stickers here. This is a tuck spot, her castle. And I have all the little dwarfs cut out. And there's her looking in the mirror. And of course, mirror, mirror on the wall. Yeah. And of course, I made this collage with everything you all sent me. This was a piece of mine. I did have this one, and that's my backing. But one of you sent these butterflies. And then, of course, more of the storyline. And a big shot of her castle. And that's where she goes to the dwarf's house. And here's where she was in their beds. And then I made this tuck, and it turned out real pretty. And that's all stuff you sent me too, girls. So I don't know what I would do if you all hadn't sent me this beautiful stuff. Because my printer decided it would die yesterday. And there's the Wicked Witch. And Snow White saying goodbye. And then this is the poison apple thing. And then, of course, here's the witch. And the story. And it's just tucked in. And this is her transformation. And I do love that picture. That's where she transforms from the queen to the witch. And, of course, there she is. And there's where she takes a bite of the apple. And then another tuck spot. Using the stuff you all sent. And again, the bite of the apple. And of course, when he kisses her awake. And again, in large size. And then when they ride off together. So, that's the end of that one. And it just really turned out pretty with all the extras. And like I said, I don't know what I've done without you girls to help me put all this stuff together. I've had all the tucks. I've had all the storylines. I've had, you know, I could put more of the story in it. And I ordered the mirror. So I'll have the mirror tomorrow to put on it. And I'm so excited about getting it finished. Like I said, I've got two more. Pocahontas and Moana. And Pocahontas is going to get the leather fringe. Or the suede fringe. So this is going to look different because each one is going to have some different colored lace, and then of course Pocahontas will have the fringe. Well, yeah, but I haven't got the other ones all decorated yet, and I have charms. Y'all have sent me some beautiful charms, and I had bought some charms, so I have the whole Cinderella packet of charms with the shoe and the pumpkin carriage and the magic wand and just everything. So it's going to be really pretty with the charms on it, and I can't wait to get it done. I'm ready to get it done. And on this, I put a little mirror, but it doesn't really reflect very well. And like I said, it'll have a hidden binding. So we can do this. If everybody's ready, we can do it. I have several people that I would like to yes. And I need to do that. And I didn't hear her say that, but yes, I need to do that. And I would love to get me a stamp that would have maybe something on it that would be pretty, and, you know, a stamp or a sticker or a book plate of some kind that would say they were made by me. So, anyway, girls, in order to journal, you have to have some kind of cardboard or back. I use a book. I just take the insides out of, this is a Reader's Digest. And I think it was 1970 something. 1976 6, I believe it says. So it's, it's got some age on it. Has some really good stories in it too, though. So, it. I left the book sitting over here, and I actually reread these even without a cover. So I don't worry about them because I will, if they're stories I like and I hadn't read them in a while, I'll go ahead and read them like this and then use the pages out of them. And I definitely use the images and stuff as I go along a lot of times. But this is number one thing. You've got to have you a cover. Am I buffering real bad? Because my phone looks like it's moving. Yes, those stories will live on and on. It's evil, and it's when the love of your life, and who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? And now they kind of updated them and making the women more powerful and more independent and not, and I think that's wonderful too because they brought them up, still telling the same story, but they brought them up into a new age. Merida in Brave is one of my favorites. And that's my favorite. And so, I think it's kind of cool, but it's taken a lot to do. I've used 4 ink cartridges. I'm completely depleted. My computer, though, my printer, I got to thinking, was 20-some years old. And I'm still using it. Or was still using it. So it's held up well for for a printer. Probably won't hold up like that now. Hi, Jane. That's kind of why I had to buy another one, because this is held up so good. Am I buffering real bad, girls? Tom, you'll have to go down and have some cereal for breakfast.
Have some cereal for breakfast?
Yeah, have some cereal for breakfast. I know. Well, honey, I can believe that because we're so far apart. But good. Well, I picked out some paper, and usually, and you don't have to do it this way, but usually I cover mine. I cover my book, and I kind of let my choice of paper or coverings good dictate what I want to do with the book. And I thought this one would be pretty. I thought this paper would be pretty to make a butterfly journal. And I have lots of butterflies that I can do that with. And so I picked out this paper. And I want to, it's got kind of the teal greens and some greens and my colors, the ones I like. And I thought I could dye some lace to match it, and I'd like to make it frilly and lacy and pretty and, something somebody would want. So that's the first thing that I will do is make my cover in my back. So I'm going to turn you down so you can see what I'm doing. And hopefully it won't blur out too bad. Good morning, Sybil. Good morning. Hi, Sonia. So good to see you all. I'm fixing to make another journal. The first thing I have to do is join these two pieces. So that they match. So I'm going to pick my book up, these over, and I'm going to see if I can't match these two pieces of paper right here. At least some. Or maybe. Right there's probably about as close as I'm going to get. I'm a-thinking. I figure out how I'm going to do this. Okay, I don't have to have that much of that. Okay, I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to cut it just about in half. Not quite. Now let's see if I can make it match here. They went too far. Oh, I did. Not good. Darn it. I went too far. I might not. I may have run. I may have ruined it. I really burst my bubble. Are you leaving, Clara? Have a good day with your kids. Wow. That really knocks my plan. Okay. Well, we'll just have to look for some more pepper. So I can go on the inside. Well, hello there. Hmm. Excuse my finger, me pointing at you, but I had a message on my phone right in front of the chat. Good. Having a pretty good morning, except I just messed up my paper already. I have two of these, but that's just a little more color than I wanted. I'll get that out. Hmm. Well. Okay. Let's see where I can put this and get these words in here. Journey. Explore. And it's going to cut off most of them. But I think it just might be okay. Okay, I'm fixing to glue this down. Right about right there. Wait a minute. I have a plan. I think. Why did I change what, honey? Papers? Paper? Well, because I cut it wrong. I did. I did try that, honey. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this piece I cut that has the flowers, and I'm going to put words on the front and on the back. And fine. But the paper's nice. It has mine, amaze me, today, love, hello, morning, heart, beauty inside and out, love and laughter, friends. It's pretty paper. Yeah, I think it will. It gives you a little bit of spot here for a title or a tag without getting into the flowers. Good morning, Amber. Okay, Terry. So now I've just got to get my glue unstuck. And that means finding my paper clip that I had out here like that. There's one. Not paper clip, but a pin. And I don't really like to use wet glue, but I don't want to trust that tape either. What color? Using? Okay, see, I'm getting in the middle of the chat. Y'all are not talking about Joanna Gaines, are you? Oh. Cool. And just a touch of water to that glue to keep it from setting up yet. Because it dries fast. All right. I gotta wait for it to dry a little bit, so it's not got too much water on my paper. No, honey, this is Walmart paper. It's just a Walmart paper. This was called Mint Julep, and I got it for $5. This was either Walmart or from Amazon. But it was $5 either way. And I really like it. I've used a lot out of it. I only have one that I have not used, and it has great big pictures, and I don't know what I'll ever do with it. I mean, I'd have to be covering a large book to use it. Nicholas is fighting for the keyboard. He wants to talk to me. They do have pretty paper at Walmart, and I'll tell you what, girls, I'm not going to give over $5 for it. It's just as, from what I've seen, you can buy some heavier ones in single sheets at Joann's or Hobby Lobby, but they're expensive, and I can't afford those. I just cannot. And I just, it is what it is. I can't afford them. So I bought some paper there that was fine, paper pads. Yeah, I find if I can buy it on sale, that's what I'm going to do. I have I live close to Springfield, so there's a Joann's. Hi, Rain Girl. Hi, Jane. Uh, and Jane, I didn't even notice it was you that asked that question. I was reading the comment and didn't really pay attention. I'm sorry. Um, I I have a Joann's, a Hobby Lobby, and I believe there's still a Michael's. And so yeah. Uh, there's some of it that is awful hard to not do. So anyway, this is the first step I take, is to make my cover. And I let that cover dictate what I'm going to put in for colors on the paper. And I'm not real big on tea dyeing. A lot of people are, and everybody says I need to embrace the grunge. But I haven't quite got there yet. I haven't quite got there yet. I don't mind using it, but you know, I don't know. It just depends on the book. And I think butterflies just call for springtime flowers and colors and papers, and I like the tea dye better than the coffee. Coffee is so dark, and I've used both. And I don't know. Ooh, I got awesome. We're gonna go off, but that's all right. Lay down there. Okay. It doesn't act like it wants to lay down. Like it's wanting to bubble a little. Okay. But there's our spine covered and our front covered, other than just getting turned in. So I'm going to trim off the excess. And of course keep it, because those will make pretty tucks and flowers. Thank you. That's my jammy shirt. This is PJ Crafting, and I think we ought to call it that. I'm about to change my name to PJ Crafting, because I go on early in the morning and I don't want to get dressed. Hi, Mary Jane. When I haven't had my first cup of coffee completely, look at the cup that Kathy sent me. Isn't that wonderful? I know it's backwards. It says "Make today awesome," and I've been drinking out of it every chance I get. Is Dee sick? Danina, are you okay? Okay, I'm trimming down the sides, and on the corners I'm leaving just about an 1/8 of an inch. I'm glad you're feeling better. I do too. I get up in the morning and get my coffee, and then my day starts, and there's times when I just don't want to get dressed, don't feel like getting dressed. So I live in, pretty much, me and Tom both live in our pajamas. We have cotton pajamas, and they're fine. I can go to the door in them if I have to. So I'm going to use my tape back here. I was last night. I got up at 3 o'clock this morning. Got up and set up and thought about making coffee, and then I thought, no, I'm going to go back to bed, but I never did really sleep again. The only person that comes to my door is the mailman, and he could care less. He knows me. He knows I'm disabled, and he just comes to the door and hands us the package and goes on. You know, I just don't worry about it. I'm covered. I'm not indecent. You know, I don't wear pajamas that doesn't cover me because I have Toms. So, you know, I have to think about that. Alrighty. See if we can pull this off and pull that over. Denny, you have a man you're trying to impress. See, I do too. I go out in the yard and I live out in the country. I go out in the yard and pull weeds and everything else in my pajamas if I want to. You gonna go paint now, Kateri? All right. Let's see if we can't fold some paper up. Well, I can give that little piece right there a little bit of a tuck. A little 1/8 inch. So it's kind of in. I'm going to go to this side and do the same thing. Pull it up on the corners. Missed that one just a little bit. Almost missed my tape. One corner done good. Okay. All right. Okay. There's my cover. Has this paper? That's where I got it then, was Amazon. Goodbye, Nee. Well, you have a good time, and Sybil, you have a good time, and we'll be here. Be careful and stay well, babe. I saw your recipe meat. It looked good. I like chickpeas. Okay. Now, I can use that on the inside. It would cover it. Or I can use one of these others, except that that's about hung down my... I have this green, which I really like. I think I like that the best. So that's the one I'm going to use. Okay, honey. Bye, Nicholas. We'll miss you, Sybil. Girls, I had something that I wanted to bring up real quick. Tommy's birthday is the 25th, and he collects postcards. So I thought it would be really nice if maybe be so thrilled. He loves to get things in the mail, and it would just tickle him to death. He would be so happy. He goes down and he gets my mail, and he's been feeling a little left out. Uh, so, I thought something like that uh, would really, really tickle him to have something the 25th. That's my son Tom, the one with brain damage. Uh, he likes to color and stuff, honey, but he collects things. Clara talked to me this morning about sending a package to him, and I think that's really sweet of her. Uh, but sheriff badges, hats, Elvis stuff, uh, postcards, coloring books. That's his thing. Uh, he would probably love it, hon. He would probably love it. But he does love getting mail. He loves getting postcards, anything. Uh, he likes the Cowboys football team. I don't know about He watches cowboy movies. Yes. Yes, my address is in the flock, and it's also in Peak Poodle, and it's also in the art bar. And if you can't find it there, if you're not in those groups, just message me, and I'll gladly give you my address. But I just I just think it would make his birthday special, and I really want to do something for him that he would really enjoy. So um, I'm glad I got that in there before everybody was gone because it really is. Uh, Annabelle has gotten things, and in his mind, he works anywhere from a kindergartner level to a 16-year-old level. So he's a mixed bag, and so he gets to feeling a little left out sometimes. And that's already stuck down over there. I don't know if I'll be able to get it up without tearing it. Yes, I did. So I would love it if you could do that, girls. It would just tickle me to death. And I would appreciate it because I know how thrilled he would be to get Tom Forrester. That's all you have to put on it. He likes Cowboys football, and and wrestling. Well, that's all right, honey. Because he'll be thrilled anytime he gets one. He's thrilled. Uh, he just loves to get a letter with, even if when he goes down the mailbox, even when he's got a letter with his name on it that's from his insurance company, he says, this has my name on it. So it's it's funny because it just thrills him to get something with his name on it attached to it. And, uh, like he's got a driver's license that has Elvis on it, and he's got some magazine articles about Elvis, and he has a picture of him, and he has teddy bears and that kind of thing that play music, and he loves Elvis, and he knows his songs, but he loves country music too. So anything with country music he's happy with. But you know, just a card from where you're from is what I'm thinking and asking is that it would be really nice if I have never used this tape on book backs before, but I'm fixing to. After all, I saw Elizabeth do it last night. I just love her. I just love to watch her. I always leave her a comment too. And she always answers. And which is sweet. I'll tell you what, I've got birds hitting my window right and left. Yeah. What it, or Cindy, the honey. Just you know, it doesn't have to be any of those things. But you know, it can just be a card from where you're from, or just a yeah, yeah. It's hey, he came carrying in my box the other day, and he goes, Mom." I said, "What?" He says, "You've got another box." I said, "Okay." Okay. All right, now I'm going to add some glue. That he did Forester. Has an E in it. And he's just a lover. He just loves everybody. Mm. He can't stand the thought that I might be mad at him or, you know, anything like that. You get your little ears out of the way. Nosy, get your ears out of here. No, honey, he can't understand them. He can't understand them. He's come on. Put some glue in there. Yes, he was standing at the bottom of the stairs listening. He sure was. I love this glue, this art glitter glue. I think it's wonderful, wonderful stuff, but it dries so fast that I have found that if you take just a little tip of water, you can make it spread out. Doesn't leave the lines, and it still dries real fast. Just wet the end of your brush and go to spreading it out, and it helps smooth it out. And man, that stuff holds. It holds great. Okay. we've got our cover made. And so now I know I'm going to go with greens and pinks. And yellows, butterflies, even though I haven't got any yellow out here. My butterflies, you know, they're yellow and butterflies. And so I'm going to start by putting a couple, I think, on the front and a little thing of flowers, probably down here because it runs off the edge. A little thing of flowers, and then that will be my decoration for it. And I'll leave the back like it is. I think it looks awesome. And of course we'll make the tassel at the end with all the colors that we use. So that's our first step in making a journal. My first step is actually I gather my paper that I want to use. And my white paper and my ledger paper, all of these have some writing on them. Huh, didn't know that. Okay, but all of these I will probably dye with my inks because I like the way it looks and I can do it upstairs without having to mess up my because I like to start a signature with a piece of paper that that coordinates. And so as you can see, I've got 3 or 4 of them here, and I can pick out the one I want to use. And this one has a little yellow, so I will definitely use that. Hi, Anastasia. And honey, I use usually about 10 sheets, and that'll give you 20 pages per signature. And if you do 3 signatures, that gives you 60 pages. No. Yeah, there's 20. Yeah, it'd give you 60 pages, journaling pages. If you want to do 4, you could have 100. Or 5, you could have 100 journaling pages. You can put 20 in, and you know, and then you can put in 3 and have 120 pages. Which is, honey, we're making a journal. We're starting a journal series. And I just made my cover. This is made out of a book, out of a harvested, yeah, girls, help me. What kind of book? Reader's Digest. And so I just covered it. I had to use 2 pieces of paper because 2 different types because I cut it wrong. But I think it turned out really cool. Haze is going on, I think, now. But it tickles me. And I use all kinds of paper. I have lined paper, which I will spray with my inks. I have ledger. This is actually a check keeper paper. And I'm just making a junk journal, honey. I'm just going to use the papers that I have. And let's see, I've got somewhere down here. Don't know what I did with it. Anyway, I have a big ledger. That's a regular ledger. I use that paper. I have some deli paper I like to use. I like to use some tracing paper if I'm going to put in an image. I like to be able to see the image through the tracing paper, which I've just started doing because I just didn't have any, but I do now. And you can use as many as you can get your needle through, honey, but I'm thinking for this small of a book that I will probably just use like 10 papers and have 3 signatures. It's going to be a long 7 days, Kathy. Bless your heart. But the first part is to make your cover. And you can do this with cardboard. You can do it with the book. I like to use the books because you're just put together and it has such a good look. You can stitch through the back easily, or you can make a hidden spine with the books, and that is right in there and it's hidden. So there's nothing on the back, so you can decorate the back any way you want to. You know, you can put pockets on the inside covers. I think these look great. I probably won't cover them because I like the way they look. And I start each signature with a decorated page. So this probably, you know, cut a little differently than that, would be my first sheet. That would probably be my first sheet of paper. And of course I do it from the inside, you know, to the... Okay, let me fold this, if I can get it folded here, so that it, you know, it looks like this when you open it. And then you have a white spot on it that you can put a tuck, or you can journal on, or you can just, you know, you can cover it up. You can do however you want. No, I'll cut them. I'll cut them even with the book. But I use full sheets in the length. And that way you have a front and a back, because this is your first page. And all your sheets now are going to build in this page. So, you know, like this would be your next one. And I wouldn't even have to cut very much of that off. And then your writing paper, and you know, you can either put it in like this, or you can hook them together and do them straight. You know, you can glue these together if you so choose, and have straight lines. I don't really do that because it's a junk journal, so I just put them in here like this. And I try to alternate papers. Like I would use, here's a transparent one, which would be really nice in it. This would be pretty over an image. If you have, I have a pretty one laying here. If you have an image that you really like, you know, these are great to put an image under. Shoot, what did I do with it? I have no idea what I've done with that image, but I'll just show you with this piece of paper, you know, that you're going to be able to see anything that you put behind that. So if you put an image of a butterfly, you're going to get that image of that butterfly on the transparency. You can also put these through your printer and you can print on them. Sometimes you have to hook them down. The printer doesn't want to take them, so you have to put a little bit of tape up at the top and start it through there. Vellum. Thank you. That was totally gone. And I love that piece of paper I picked up. But I have, you know, to have something like that behind it, it just makes it look so cool. So Yeah, I would put that in. I would put in some, oh, that's, you know, maybe some colored sheets, some tea dyed. Here's one that's got a, you know, a marbled effect. Here's some of the colors that I used. Parchment paper. This is parchment, so I would use a piece of that. I wouldn't use two. I would use one. And then the colored papers. Here's a colored vellum and a pink. And do something about like that. Maybe a green, if I had one, out of here. This is cardstock, but I have this color too. So, you know, just I'm not using any junk mail in this one. You can use, but I'm going to give this as a gift, so I'm not going to use the. So, now let's see how many we've got if we do it that way. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's 10 pieces. Maybe 11 because I don't know if I counted that other one. I'll count them again. And I would trim down these edges so they're all the same. Except for that one. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a cardstock. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do have 11. So that would make me 22 pages per signature. And that's okay. It really doesn't matter when you fold them. And there's the first signature put together, all but cutting off the bottom. Just like that. And you can use junk mail. You can use whatever you want. Like I said, I'm going to give this for a gift, so I'm going to use some pretty paper in it because I want it to, you know, to be pretty and look good. But I want to make a painting journal too. So after we get this done, I want to make one out of magazines. I have that we can paint in. I want to make a single sheet type and learn how to bind them. Besides the rings, which is the fastest way to do it. But there are several ways to bind them. That is where we're at, and I need to dye some lace. So I think we're going to stop here for today. This is the first of our journal. We can make all the signatures, but I can make one of these in a day, and if I do that to you, it's going to make it go really fast, and you may have questions about the cover or what you need to do. I could put this together in a day, and it would be out of here. No, I'm not going off. No, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving yet. I'm just stopping here. I'm going to show you how I dye my lace for my journals, because I'm going to also put some on these probably. I haven't really decided yet, but I'm putting my papers over here, and all of these papers will be used in the next signature. And you can go ahead and put all your signatures together if you would like. If you're working on one, go ahead and make your cover. Not yet. Oh my gosh, honey, you just wouldn't believe how messy I can be. But go ahead and make your cover. Make your signatures. Oh, it's going to be hot today, girls. I just got a weather update, and all it said is be prepared to sweat today. That does not sound good. So anyway, yeah, get your signatures together however you want to make them. Whatever kinds of paper that you have to put in them. I had these. You can put copy paper in them. You can put, it doesn't have to be thick. You can put lined paper. You can put, graph paper. You can put anything you want. Envelopes. You can put whatever you want in that signature. I might add an envelope because I like them in it. But we'll embellish then the signatures and sew them in the next step. All it takes is cutting them the size of your book, measure your book, and cutting them that size, and then when we come back, we'll start making pockets and tucks and that kind of thing, and embellish them up. So now I'm going to get out my lace, and I'm going to start with this great big piece here. That's probably 2 yards. Yes, you did. How are you, honey? Let's see, and I need about 7, 8 inches. So then 16. Okay, that's 2. I don't even know how many pages I've got. 4, 6, 8, 12, 14. That would probably come very close. But I better do another one just to make sure. 18. Okay. This is for Snow White. So, what I'm going to do is just lay it right down here on my desk, on this pad. Maybe on a paper. I could do it on a paper. And girls, I do have your PCAT too ready to go out, and I will get that out in the mail if possible. I have a flat tire, and nobody's come to fix it yet. So, this chick has been going nowhere. I'm going to find me a file folder to do this on that I don't care about. Okay. We'll lay this red one down here. And then all in the world I'm going to do is get my lace up here. And this is all going to be for the journal, and I'll probably use, you know, is there blues in that? No, there's greens. Okay, so I'll do that in green. Anyway, all I'm going to do is start spraying. Just like that. And then I'm going to turn it over and give it a little bit more. I'm about to run out of blue. It better hold out till I get this piece done, because I don't want two different colors. When you get it really wet, you take it in your hand and you just roll it up and squish it together and move it all around and get that ink all over you, and you know, it turns your hands blue, but it comes off. And I can see several spots that need it again, and it dries really quickly because this is alcohol ink. And I am out. I am out of blue. Darn it. Okay. Let me add a little alcohol. Might have to lighten it up a little. Hello. I found the top. There might be enough pigment in that still to do it. Oh, that's good. I believe there was. What I like about doing it this way is if I decide to spray ink on a page, on a white page, or, you know, to dye my pages, I'm dyeing the laces the same color as my ink that I'm putting down on the pages. That's one nub. And I use dry ones. So, okay, that's our blue. You just get it as wet as you can. And then, there's what it is. It just, if you find a few, you know, it doesn't matter if it has a little bit of variation in it, because your color in your books are all going to have some variations and some shades. So I don't worry about that, as long as I have all the same, you know, shades. So that's my blue, and I'm going to hang it up to dry. And I don't hang it anywhere except just over my stairway. Just make a loop and do it. Okay, now I need, yeah, I need to get out some more. So let's see what we've got here. And I'm doing all these princess journals in the same colors. They don't have to be the same laces, but they have to be the same shades is what I'm trying to do. So I've got Belle all done in yellow, and Snow White is the blue. Pocahontas I'm going to do in fringe. And I'm going to need pink for my next one. So, that's pretty wet on that side. Maybe I better turn it over to see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to get my pink out and fill it up because it's about empty. But I have a big bottle of pink. Pink is my favorite color. I like pinks. In case I go over the top again. And the reason I don't use it out of that big bottle, girls, is because that thing runs like it's horrible. It will not squirt out at all. And so, all right, so here's my pink. And we're going to do this in for, I believe this one will be Cinderella's because I'm going to have to go a little bit darker on Sleeping Beauties. In Sleeping Beauty, I'm actually going to use a pink and a black. I'm going to put the black in for Maleficent because she's such a big, big part of the story. Hands hurting this morning. Oh no, I've got some blue off my hands on it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Kiwi is a Mia that had never heard of kiwi. Okay. Come on. Kiwi ice cream? Yeah. Yeah. I've never cared for kiwis. I think I can't get past that fuzzy brown skin. Okay. I think I'm about to get this one done. And there we go. There's my pink. And what's nice about this is this will be dry in about 5 minutes. And I can go to putting it on my journals. That's why I like to do that. I've had kiwi drinks and stuff. I just don't care for the flavor of it. And if it's in fruit salad or anything like that, I pick around it. Okay, I'm ready to hang this up. And there's my pinks all done. And just like I said, in 5-7 minutes, this is dry and ready to go on the journals. There's another piece of it. I might as well get that little one too. Come on. You've got stuff in you. Why aren't you spraying? Because my hands are not. Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna hang this up, and then we'll do some purple. Just because I don't know what to do for Moana. I need to do something sea colored, but I don't. I guess I could make a darker blue for Snow White and use that blue. That's not really an ocean blue, though. I could mix the blue and the green and make a ocean color, probably. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe an aqua. If I mix the blue and the green, and so we've got that done, and that'll make 2 of my journal spots. And bye, Malia. You leaving already, honey? Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up, babe. I would appreciate it. And come back again. Yeah, I killed the white laces, honey. I did. But it's okay because I've got a drawer full. Hi, Carrie Ann. How are you? I've got I'm going to do some purple, I think. See how it turns out. So we'll get this out. I kind of think this has been tea dyed. That's okay. Yeah, well, now let's rethink this. I've got more whites in here. Oh, here's a pretty white. I think I'll make this little piece green, just because I want to. And I'm going to put a little green in there. Oh, there's a little jewel stuck to it. Now I just had another bird hit that window. No, honey, I've not finished it yet, but I am working on it. And I could be doing that too, but, you know. What fell down there? On my pliers, I'll be hunting for them. Yes, I can show it. I just done just a couple of pages. I just done the rainbow and the, oh my. Is it blurring? Am I blurring and buffering real bad? Nobody said anything. Yes, it was white. It's now green. Just with a little spraying. Yeah, well, I hope I'm good. I hadn't seen anybody saying too much about it, so I was hoping I was having a good stream. You never can tell with this phone, but I did set I found out about a booster, and I'm going to get a booster, which will help. Uh, then I can put it closer to the upstairs and get a better signal. And we'll probably read it up here. And which would help to have that booster on the Wi-Fi. And they're going to come back and move my antenna for my satellite up on the house so it gets a clear shot. And Vicky, you sleep well, honey. Sleep well. Thank you for being here, honey. Yeah, I think the boosters are really going to help, and they're not too expensive. So I thought I might do that. And that was before my printer decided it wanted to quit. This had a sparkle in it, and I wish you could see that. I mean, it's just sparkly and glittery and so pretty. I really like this one. I like this one, I think, the best of all, out of all I've done. That'll be pretty with that. Cheryl, honey, I'm sorry. Honey, I don't know. I just mixed it up. I just threw some greens in there and poured the alcohol in is all I done. I do make my sprays. And I love making them. And I even use, don't throw away the cartridges that have dried up, because a lot of times they've only dried up in that nib, and when you pull that out of there, the alcohol reactivates the pigments, and you'll get pretty colors out of them. Out of a, this is just almost dry, just me holding it in my hand. That's how fast they dry. That's the reason I like to use my inks on them, because they dry so quickly that you can go from one to, from doing it, and like I said, 5 minutes later, you can be sewing it in. Hi, Tori. How are you? So, yes, honey, I did make my inks. And let's see. In this one, in this bottle here, I put one pretty large cartridge. So probably out of a marker. Out of a green marker. And I don't use any fancy markers. I'm talking Crayola markers. And, you're not going to wear these books. Now, if you're going to put this on clothing, you're going to want something permanent. I'm not doing anything that I have to worry about it being permanent. If you leave this book out in the rain, it's going to ruin it. So it's not just going to ruin the lace, it's going to ruin everything. I'm not going to wash this book. You know, here. And This is my pink is a little weak. I would probably redo that, but I wanted a light pink for my laces, so I didn't worry about it today. This is my blue. Again, I just put the ink in the blue, so it's a little light. It'll take a while before that soaks out of there. Because I think this was just an ink pen nib. My purple takes a little while to get it out, but there's my purple. Of course, they dry a little lighter, but I can put more ink. I mean, I can put more nibs in them. This bottle has been refilled. I forgot to shake up the glitter in that one. It's been refilled probably twice already in the purple. And I took the nibs out this last time and just put one in, and it probably needed another one. And I put the glitter from the eyeshadow in this one, and it is so subtle, but it does show up. It's pretty. And my blue, I'm going to go, my green's perfect, I think. But the blue needs to go a little darker. I'll probably put another one in it. My pink needs to go a little darker, but I just redid it too, and I did not add anything to it. So, I need to add another color to it, another little dab. Yeah, well, it's cheap, and if you use those markers that have gone dead, I had 2 or 3 laying here that you think are dead. You're not even hurting anything because you're not going to be able to. You might dip them in some alcohol and get them to run a little bit, but they're not going to come through that dried up tip. So, you know, I use them a lot. And I've got a box full over here. And these were Tom's. Now, he uses markers. But there are a lot of them that's mine, too. And so, like this one, I think this did not rise. Just barely. So, this would be the one I would pick to put in my yellow. And I'm getting my pliers out of the floor. I told you I'd have to get them. And I found that you could, some of these you can just get this bottom off of, just like that. And that's the nib, or the pigment. It comes in a little cartridge like this. And I don't even take them out of that because I make these big bottles. I just throw them down in it. That's why I like using these big bottles. Now, I don't spray out of them. That's why I use these big bottles. It's because you can make you a lot of color and refill your little bottles, and you've got color on standby. This is cheap. I can buy 2 or 3 of those. And I just put the whole nib in there. I don't, you know, I'll take this part of it out. I will actually take this end off of this. I'm going to pull it out. And I just throw it down in there too. But get you some big bottles. Actually, if you leave them in there, honey, you get enough ink out of them. It will completely, yes, with rubbing alcohol. And I use the 70% or the 71%. It will do the same thing as the 99%. Don't let them tell you any different. It will do what the others do. And, but anyway, that's all in the world that I do to make them. And, you know, I just, see, my green has gone way down. Now, I could fill this back up, and by tomorrow that will be dark again because you can still see that there is color in the dollar store has big bottles like this. You do not want to spray out of them. If you spray out of them, they do this a lot. I'll show you this one on the, if I can even get it to spray. Okay, see how that does? It just pours out. No matter what you put it on, it just pours out. So, you know, I use it, but then I've had this bottle 100 years. I use it to mix in, and that come out pretty when I done it that way, because it really flooded it with color. But anyway, that's pretty good color. I think I just didn't spray it enough. So, yeah, but honey, it doesn't make any difference what adjustments you put on that. It still does it. It comes right out the back side of it. It's been that way for a long time. But anyway, I mix in this. These were candy bottles. And they have the best spray mist on them for doing papers, because you can get a fine mist or you can get a heavy. Yes, the purple has the purple eyeshadow in it with the glitter. And, of course, it's in a green bottle, which is not really a good bottle for purple. But, you know, you can't hardly find a clear bottle. So, I buy those at the dollar store. I buy these. These are candy bottles. My granddaughter, my grandson loves the sweet and sour sprays. And they're like $1 a bottle, but so is a candy bar. So I've used ink pens, gel pens, I've used permanent pens, I've used, but I'm not going to use up my good expensive inks. I'm going to use up the ones that have dried up. Because once that nib dries up, you can dip it in alcohol and get it to work a little bit longer, but you're not going to get enough in it to activate your whole cartridge. So that's what I found out anyway. Maybe you guys know a trick to do it, but I sure don't. Nah, see, that's still dripping on my cabinet over here. And they love it. So every now and then I buy them a bottle so that I can have the bottle. Because these bottles, you know, they get the candy, but I get the bottle, and, you know, they're happy and I'm happy. I've seen Tim Holtz bottles, and they don't spray worth a darn. And these spray every time. No matter how you know, they won't if you got them upside down and, you know, like any spray bottle, but what about what? Yeah, I don't put dried ink pads. I don't know. I would think the glycerin would probably work. I would definitely use, if I was going to try in a water-based, I think I would definitely use distilled water, or, you know, something like that. I don't in my paints. So, I mean in my inks, because they dry so fast. No. Well, I'm getting 2 for 1, I guess, because I'm getting the bottle along with the candy to make a little girl happy, or a little boy happy, you know. And then this one was, this was a bottle that I found in a package of stuff, and that I had some stuff I got from the auction, and I believe this might be a Walmart travel bottle. And if it is, it sprays good. And I really like the size of it. Good morning, Angela. How are you, babe? Yeah, just look other places for bottles. You don't have to pay. You don't have to be real expensive, but you know, these are $1. And if I give $1 here and $1 there, Tim Holtz you can buy cheaper, but then they don't spray as well. And tore up from the floor, but God is good. What did you do? Did you fall on the floor, or you been putting in floor? Angela? Anyway, here's what this page looks like now that it's started drying. I mean, you can make it just as intense as you want. And this thing will dry so fast. So rather than take them down and tea dye or water dye or Kool-Aid dye, I spray dye. I spray dye. And I'm lazy. That's the reason. I am a lazy woman. I don't want to stand there and do that. I tried it and I just did not like it. My papers tore. They give me trouble. And this way, I lay them out. I spray them. In 5 minutes, they're dry. I them up and do what I want to with them. But usually, I have a plastic piece up here, a big plastic drop, and I put that down and put a sheet down, and I just lay out my papers and spray them all down. And when they're laying in a, like over a sheet or something, you'll get valleys and hills, and so you get that coloring. That's so neat. Okay, Angela, are you working on your house, or did you fall? No. Okay. Oh, you're tore up from the floor up. Oh my. Now what? Okay, the eco dyeing I want to do, and I have a mimosa tree, and when it blooms, I'm going to be doing some eco dyeing because it has the prettiest feathery pink blooms that you've ever seen and fern type leaves. So it's going to be gorgeous. And then I should have some daylilies blooming that are orange that should give some good color. So when it blooms, I want to do some eco dyeing, and we'll go down in my kitchen and do that together. So eco dye. Oh. Flowers and plants, and where I done the inks over mine, which is a type of eco dyeing. It's oh, Angela, they turned out so pretty. I've got one laid out to use, I think. But let's see. In water. This is just putting the plants down on them and spraying ink over them. And then this is the one I sprayed. This one. I sprayed this one. And then I laid this one over the top and pressed it down. So it gave me that image. So, and then we done some on the deli paper, and they turned out too. It's harder to see them unless you have a background. Let me see if I can put them on this white. Lay it down here. Can you see that? Those are leaves. It's purple. Those were on the deli papers. So, anyway, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And didn't take long to do. But I want to do some boiled ones. I want to do some boiled ones. I want to try that. And I want to make paper. I have got scraps of paper by the ton. Little scraps. Okay. Mia wants to see the journal. I put my wet. Okay. Let's set that down there to dry. Make sure that ink's all dry. Oh, if Stacy was here, she'd be having a fit about my desktop. She might be listening. Because my desktop is a wreck. I gotta get that in water too. I don't even know where to start on it. It's just full. Okay, get that out of the way. Okay. It did have a little ink on it. All right, that looks a little bit better where we're working. Okay. I'm going to turn this back up because it's easier for me to see your comments, number one, and I haven't seen a thing today, and that bothers me because I love to talk. You know I love to talk. And the other thing is, it's just about as easy to show you the journal this way. So I know some of you have seen it before. But I'm going to go through, I'll just go through it all. Thank you, Cindy. I really like to do them that way because they're dry. They're ready to use. I can just go in and sit down and start sewing. I glue mine in for a lot of my projects. And this is the Scavenger Hunt Journal. And I got something black on it, and I have no idea where or when. But this is my napkin page, and I am really ashamed of it. It is just awful. I want to decorate it with something. I'm not liking it. It's just horrible. I just didn't do good on it. My inks came through it, and so I just don't like the way it looked. This is my butterfly bows stamp page. This is a collage page. This is my faces. And this is my words. And as you can see, I used some of that paper on here because it had great sentiments, and I really liked them. So, this is my flower page, and I'm gonna put one of my deli flowers on here. Yeah, this is the first one, Mia. I haven't started yours, and you won't see it. I'm going to surprise you with it. It is pretty. This is my home and city. And hi, Danina. This is my black and white page. And this is my jewelry. And I found another piece the other day, and I had to put it on there because look at that bling bling. And this is my music page, my tree page, which I will probably do that one different next time. This is the map. And this is my book page. And I've told this story before, but I will tell it again. When I got done tearing up my pages, this cat was left. I mean, just the way it's outlined. That was left. And and I said, there's a cat. I can't cut that up. So I just glued it down and colored it in. So this is dictionary, which I really hated to do because I have one dictionary and I did pull out the last page. Last couple of pages, I guess, and use them. So this is Z and Y. And this is my quote page, and I only used one quote. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. That's my favorite quote. So, this is my circles. No, this is my first one, Danina. And this is my animal page. Love that little cat. And my game pieces was Old Maid. My food and my eyes. I had to draw one. That's my lips. And I made lips out of lips. And this is the arrows. And my receipt page. And I just had... The only receipts I had really laying around, because I can't do my grocery receipts and stuff like that because I have to report them for Tom's Social Security. So I just tore out some of the receipts out of my old rent receipt book. And stamps. And my cards. Like to draw that hand someday. And some feathers that I made. And this is my transportation, and it's just old vintage cars, but I just love the cars. The cars like in that era. And my shoes, of course I'm doing a princess journal, so you know we had to have a glass slipper. And then I just kind of dotted some around and put some washi tape around it. And my hearts. Thank you, Danina. This is my keys, and I didn't have many, but there is 3 on there, and I put the locking trunks back behind it because I thought that was kind of cool. And this is my butterfly page. Again, I used the same stamp because I didn't have a lot of stamps. This is my stencil page. This is my bird page. And I love this piece of paper. I loved it a lot. So I had to use it. And it did make my birds stand out up here. And this is my favorite of all of them. My favorite holiday is Christmas. And I love this vintage image. I just thought it was so cool. And this is tissue page, and it is under there. But I got carried away. So I've got a little piece of tissue down here, and I'm going to try to make another tissue flower to go up here to bring that tissue back up to the top because it's gone. It's under there, but it's gone. And these were my cartoon characters. Of course, again, from Princess Journals. Princess on the Brain. And this was the collage. And this was ATC's. And this one is mine. And that's made with salt. And it will come off if you rub it. Uh, and these were made for me. And I loved them so much. I thought they were really pretty on the book. And so I shared, I was going to share them with someone else. I really love them. My initials, the number page. I don't know how far I am now, sis. And this is my stamps and my hands, the praying hands. And this is windows and doors. Stars, I don't know if you'd seen that one, but, and here is the art bar. And these were, again, this was out of a vintage book that my brother gave me, and it had alphabet in it. So I thought those were so cool. This is my button page. I didn't do a lot of buttons, but I thought it was too pretty to put any more on it, so I just quit. I thought it turned out really pretty. This is my puzzle page. This is an advertisement for Bariba. So I did get this out of the magazine. Yay! And my bingo card. And the only newspaper I get is the Flyers.
Mama, my phone started whistling already.
It did.
Yes.
Okay, so now I haven't got the cupcake liners yet. But I did get the bales. Here's my fairy page.
When I went down there and watched until he started whistling already.
And let's see, this is my perfume bottles. This is my sunrise and sunset. Actually, sunset and sunrise. This is my toy page. This is the planets. This is umbrellas. I have that ready to put in. This is recipes. I may just put one on this, Danina. I won a blue ribbon for Lemony Doodles. And I'm going to put it on there in its whole complete entirety and give it to all you girls. Because it's mine. I made it up. So I'm going to share it with you in the group, and I will share it in the book. Yes, I won a blue ribbon for a cookie recipe. And it's called Lemony Doodles. Lemony Doodles. And I called them that because I used the basis. I didn't do it just exactly the same. But I was looking at with the cinnamon. What are they called? Snickerdoodles? Snickerdoodles.
Snickerdoodles.
Yeah, Snickerdoodles. And I didn't have all the stuff to go in, so I thought, Mary, you've cooked for 50 years, you can at least make some cookies. So I started putting some of this and some of that in it, and grated up a lemon and put some lemon juice in it, and then I made lemon sugar to go on top of them and rolled them like like the Snickerdoodles in a lemon sugar, and they come out crispy on the edges and soft in the center, and they are delicious. And so, unicorn. And that was my rainbow. And let's see. I think I got another one here. This is my mermaid. And I've got 4. This was a napkin. I've got 4 swimming around Ariel in the center. Again, princess book. And this is my thread page. And I just put, odds and ends of thread that I had. Here I tied a couple of bows. And then these were just looped around some almost like spools. And so I like the crosses, the furniture, doodles, flags, moons, what in the world does that say? And I wrote it. Sailboats, that's what that is. And cake. I can't read my own writing upside down. Houses. Fabric. Lace. Cupcake liners. I have doilies here that I'm going to do. I'm going to spray them first. And then here's my ticket page. It's not got a lot on it, but there is a lottery ticket and some stubs, ticket stubs. And I just put a paper clip on these because I thought that was something that maybe she would want to use in a junk journal or in another craft. So I just hooked them on. And then I have to have a chair, which I have and ready to put in, and balloons, which I don't have. I may draw them. Come on. Cocktails. Index cards, which I don't know if I have any of those. Babies. Envelopes, which I may trade one of the other ones for that. Crayon labels, which I will not strip off of Tom's crayons, so I'll probably use an alternative for that one. And the phones, that may get to be another one too. I've been seeing the lightning pages, and man, there's some cool ones. This is movie stars, so most of the last few of them is what I need. This is fires. Is the fire the lightning page? Is that what that is that people are doing, or I don't know. This is bicycles. I have those. And this is money. Yeah, funny money would have to be what it is. I'd have to print some. And this is teapots. And that I can probably do. So, anyway, I've got one more in the back. I done my owl page. So, that's the last one I've got done. And so, like I said, I've got several that I can do right now, but I haven't done it. And girls, it's time for me to go down and give Tom his medicine. We've been on for almost 3 hours, and I'm ready. I like the cover of my book. I'm really pleased with it. I don't have the tassel made, but I like the way the cover turned out. So, anyway, I'm ready to go downstairs. It's getting hot here, and I'm not going to be able to stand it much longer. So, I'm going to go down and get me a hot cup of coffee, which even though I'm hot, I want a hot cup because This is my first one, and there's still half of it in there. And we'll be back tomorrow. Or no, we'll be back Wednesday. No, Monday. Monday. And we will put our signatures in the book. Okay? We will. So get your signatures ready if you're making this with me. And we will put the signatures in the book and get them ready to, then we can turn our mind to making tags and making bling and making tassels and doing those kind of things, the fun stuff. So, yeah, it'll be Monday, unless I just really get to missing you, and that's possible because I've got a flat tire, and I'm not going anywhere until it's fixed, and I don't know when that's going to happen. So, I could come on Saturday, or Sunday, or, in between there. So, anyway,
We're not going to go to church on Sunday.
I'll talk to you all later, and I love you all. And Danina, I don't know if you were in here when I was talking about the postcards that you might ask one of the girls real quick, unless if they hadn't told you, Cindy, you too. It's a special thing for a special person. Yes, I have a flat tire and a flat spare, and got a son who lives down the road who won't stop and fix it, and I've got a grandson next door who hasn't fixed it yet, and no postcards or whatever you decide, but yes, okay, Danina, I didn't know if okay. I didn't know if you were in here when we was talking about it. I think I remember seeing you had said that. And, okay. Somebody explain it to me if you can, or I will online, honey, when I come on later, okay? And, anyway, I've got to get out of this room because I'm starting to sweat, and that's not good. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Yes, that's what I was talking about, Mia. Yes. Postcard. So, anyway, we'll talk about it again, and I love you all, and thank you so much for coming in, and girls, thank you again from the bottom of my heart for all the gifts that you have given me. I would not have been able to make that princess journal without them. And I've just about got it completed. And I am so excited about it. And I know that Lori will be too. And I get the mirror today. So it's possible I will come online or do a tutorial about how to apply the mirror to your projects. Because I'm going to, oh, yes. Okay, where are you? Well, I can't find it right now. But I've made that wooden piece, or what looks like wood, for the mirror. And it's going to go on the front of the book. And I found the mirror adhesive. So if I get it, I will either do a tutorial or come back on for a little while and show you what I'm doing. But it won't be but just a short while. And I want y'all to come back and let's journal some more. Let's do this together, have some fun. We're working the art book, the art bar book, and we'll work in this book and make some tucks and tags, which I need for this book too. So we'll just make it and have fun. I love you too, Danina, and thank you so much, honey. And I will get in your live stream before long. I know I've been missing it, and I'm sorry. And I will. I'll have a good day. You all have one too. Go with, just be blessed and have a great day. I love you all. So, okay. Love you all. Bye bye.